Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Kareem Clemens. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for following me right here, right now. This is an episode of Democracy 4, starting a new series. Hello. All right, so I am back here with a new game, and I'm so excited because this game right here delivers not only in depth, but I mean, it just goes on. And when I mean on, I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about because I can't. I just can't. Okay, let's get into the game. All right, so before I move on, I want to say special thanks to Talk Show T TV for allowing this to be broadcast on a YouTube channel. Thank you so much for those who are here. Thank those who are on their way. Again, this is a series starting with Democracy 4, and hopefully you guys love this game. And if you do, then let me know in the chat or in the comments below. All right, so if you guys don't know, real quick about this game, I'm just going to go right into some details. It does remind me of the political process. Now, you guys know that I played a political process, and that game here has nothing on this game. This game right here shows in depth of what you basically, definitely information. It gives you more information about every nook and cranny. You understand? And definitely, let's do it. All right. So you guys seen in the beginning the quarterly report. You get this report in the beginning, and it gives you the GDP, which is the gross domestic product. It gives you the health, education, unemployment, crime, and poverty. Now I played this game a little bit ahead of time, and gave it a couple of days and even won elections. But I actually have a mod on here that I just activated. And this mod, and hopefully it works. I went over the tabs to see if those tabs work, and it did. Because sometimes when you put mods on, it definitely can freeze the game if you press on a tab when you're trying to implement something. So here in the quarterly report, this is a summary of current states in the nation as a report by the various ministries and the departments. So you have ministries, which is your cabin, and we don't have that many of the cabin, but I'll show you who the cabin is. Here we have the news, we have the polls, reports telling me that about 94% of the ratings, which that's pretty good. This is the cabin report and the economy forecast and the budget report. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on here because there is tons and tons and tons of info. You like that, right? You like that, right? Oh, you're like, what's that, right? Tons of information that you can definitely go and spend hours and hours and hours. And trust me, you know how a political process you had to click that, that next button? Look, man, you can spend probably a half an hour, the whole video, or just, going over each and every last one of these tabs and what it brings. I can't even explain it in these videos. I definitely cannot explain it. You understand? So I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys. You do know the income. You do know the spending. You do know what the surplus is in the debt. If you don't know what it is, the income is basically what you're receiving from your country. The expenditure is what you're spending on your country. The surplus is the total after, because we're pulling in trillion, we spending 902 billion, but our surplus is 100 billion. So this right here is something that I call something to use when you want to implement services instead of definitely increasing certain things, which trillion, I think that's kind of too much, but we do need a surplus, and plus we're in debt, okay? Here it shows us how many months and to the next election. I definitely will show you policies that I put in place that will show you where I had to actually increase the terms, because when you're finished after election, it tells you retire. And then it tells you if you want to start another term, and then it tells you while you're in office, make sure you go and tell your cabinet members that you need to change that limit law. Okay? So yeah, so that's something that is interesting, right? I tell you, you can go on for hours and hours, okay? Before I get into these tabs up here, I'm going to move on down here. This is my rating, okay? And then all these people right here has something to do. This is the country here, okay? This is the country. Let's look at this is the country on this side, okay? And this right here, all the services and issues and problems. And right here are my cabinet members. Thank God they're all green except this person right here in welfare. And we're getting to the nitty gritty on her. The green, as you know, those are the people that are loving me. The yellow are soon to be green or probably soon to be red. We don't know. Okay? Or just now coming out of the red and going into the green. And then you have just the red itself right here, which happens to be the commuters who are mad at me, the motorists who are mad at me, and the trade unions are mad at me. I will tell you right off the back, I can understand why these two people are mad at me, because there is something happening on our highways that I can't control. Okay? Then you have from the middle class all the way up to the parents who are just, little slightly, feeling me as president. But, in this game, there's a cause and effect. Where there's a cause, there's an effect. If the retired people are saying to me that, and you guys, let me just explain this to you. Anything in green is good. Anything red is bad. We know that since we were a child, right? Good and bad. So you see a whole lot of green here for the retired people. That's why they love me. But then when you come down here to the traders, it's like you see so much red, and then the motorists, so much red. And then when you see the fast red, like the fast line, I think that right there is something that it needs attention, okay? And I think the gridlock is something which I thought I actually implemented service in the transportation tab to actually ease off of the commuters and the motorists, but it's a lot, I'm telling you. Middle income, we have the self-employed, the religious, the ethnic minority. We have everyone, capitalists, farmers, youth, liberals, the wealth, the poor, the conservatives, the environmentalists, the parents, the socialists, the patriots, the state employers, and the retired. Now, you know how the political process had, just these people, but let me explain something to you. They had the metrics. This is almost like the metrics here, but let me show you how in depth the metrics go. Let's go. This is my retired people, ladies and gentlemen. It gives you what they are pretty much liking me, whether or not they're supporting me, how much is in what are the income membership, and it just gives you more in depth of what is to come, what you can do, and etc. Let's go down to the state employers. These are the state employers, right? State employers, they definitely want armed police. They want science funding. Anything green, again, is good for them. But anything red, if I balance this budget here, then I'm going to deal with some of the other people, okay? So what I mean is the cause and effect. The cause and effect, if you when I say you got to lower the taxes and balance the budget, well, in here is more like balancing everything, but then when you balancing everything, it's like, okay, you win some, you lose some. Because some people are going to like it, some people are not going to like it. All right? So here are the socialists. The socialists are slightly supportive, and this is everything. Don't see a lot of green, as you've seen with the whole state employers. But right here, this is the problem. Let's say, for example, labor laws, right? Poverty, the gig economy. I can't really, some of these things I can change, some of these things I can't. But again, if I do change one thing, it's going to be a big problem when it comes to you know, trying to please somebody else. Okay, so now we have parents. These are the parents. And the biggest problem right now is the respiratory disease, which if you press on it, it's like, you know, the band cold, you have to deal. See here, the cause and effect of it. This is the cause and effect. The respiratory disease, as you can see, the stop trigger is here, but then it's all the way up here as far as the start trigger or the value. The start trigger is here, the stop trigger is here. Okay, we'll get into more of this respiratory problems, but now it's like they have more green. They're slightly supportive. If you change one thing on here, they can either like you or they can not like you. All right, so let's go to the poor. Now, even when you press the tab, the poor will show what is, you don't have to press it. You can just look here, see what the poor is. Green, good, red is bad. Now, red, it seems like the gaming hunting restrictions are a problem, the unemployment's a problem, the food crisis. I can't deal with anything with the food crisis. I thought we had that under control, but I can't do anything with that. The let me see, alcohol is a problem here. Maybe it's the taxes, how much is being taken out to put this income at over 1 trillion. All right, let's look at the youth. All right, the youth, they slightly happy, but consumption school sports. Now, I only did this because at some point, if we didn't have the compulsive school sports, we would definitely have obesity problem and have problems with our health. And that's definitely going to be later down the line where we're going to have unhealthy people, youth people, and the population is just not going to look right. So I implemented this. They're not happy with that. The junk food taxes, they're not happy with that either. The internet speed, I think I implemented services with that. And also, but you'll all see everything. If don't worry, I'll be covering every nook and cranny. Maybe not in this episode. This probably be a long episode, but I want to probably just get into everything, okay, before I press that next tab, because there's just a lot to explain to you right here on this episode. And I really hope that you guys enjoy the Democracy 4 just as well as I am, because, again, let's do it. All right, so the farmers, they are definitely, again, the water shortage is a problem, and the gaming hunting restriction. Food Standard Agency, I can't do nothing about that. Empty housing taxes, can't do nothing about that either. Okay, now let's go over to the tabs over here. Oh, you want to see the commuters? Okay, the commuters, let's see what their problem is. They're annoyed. Gridlock, I can't even do anything about gridlock. See, I can't do nothing about it. The only thing I can do is, let's see. The only thing I can do is go up here and go to here and go to the transportation. This is the only thing I could possibly do that would affect or not affect. And it's not going to be implemented. Oh, you guys are saying, like, what is this, right? Oh, so, all right, so let me just go here real quick. All right, so this here is your policy ideas. You get foreign policy, you get welfare, you get the economy, you get taxes, you get public service, you get law and order, and you get transportation. Now, the only way you will be able to implement a service is if you get political points. Now, was this the problem in the political process, political points? I think it was like, I don't think it was like points. I think you had to like get a certain amount of like per capita or something. Not that, no. It was like, totally forgot. I haven't played that game in a while. So, but I do know the government simulator, you get political points. And these guys right here give you these political capitals. And it comes from, your ministry, which is your cabinet. It comes from popularity, which is your rating. And it comes from your donor people too. So who are your donor people? So if you press these people here, you go here. Hold on, how do you go to these people? Hold on. It is right here. Okay, so these people right here are your cabinet members. Anything green, they're good, and yellow is just gonna be either good or not good. All right, but so far everybody's been working accord because I got the hang of it, and I was able to, basically give them what they need. So say for instance, she wanted the state employers and the socialists to be happy. She'll give me the political capital. And the ones, if you don't use them, it'll carry over to the next term. So she says retired patriots, and she says she wants liberals and socialists. He says he wants the state employees and environmentalists. She says liberals and the retire. And then this lady here, I did something for the liberals, but I don't know. The policy maybe didn't take effect. And as you see here, ladies and gentlemen, you may see all these bubbles. I'll get into what these bubbles are, but let's go back to the policies. All right, so now you guys probably noticed that there's nothing here, right? There's probably nothing in here. This is what I was telling you about the mod that I had added on here. The mod that I added on here is the pandemic. Because, we just came out of the pandemic, and, at some point we're in the stages of where people can get sick. It's almost the winter time, and, it's getting cold, and the flu and outbreak. So, and the pandemic, people could still get coronavirus, right? I don't think it's completely eradicated. I think it's still out there, and people can still. But here in the game, the services which we can get, we can get foreign restriction, travel restriction, close the borders, right? We can get the emergency pandemic relief, which is money going out to people. That's almost like how the rebates and the stimulus checks. And then we have the business closures, and we have the business interruption payments, then the taxes. Can't really tax anybody during a pandemic, right? Because ain't nothing being spent. Then we got the war on the virus campaign, and then the healthcare, staff expansion. All this you're giving money out. Okay, closed center of education. And let me tell you how this works a little bit. This will tell you all the people who are going to be upset. Anything red is bad again. Anything down is bad. Anything up good is better than anything down red. Okay? Testing, contact tracing, personal, the PPP equipment, supplies such as masks and all that. Declare a public health emergency and stay at home order. We're all familiar with that, right? And the transportation, the domestic travel restriction. Everybody's going to be mad on that. Now, let me explain something to you guys. To come back to the commuters, let me just see real quick. It was the gridlock, right? I showed you guys this. Then, see, has the cause. The cause, the traffic congestion, the effect. The commuters, the GDP, the motorists, and the motorist membership, which I forgot to tell you guys that also in these tabs here, they also come with memberships as well. Even the poor has memberships, right? So go to the, they don't have, they do right here. So income would be child benefit, food stamps, income tax, which is actually roaming their pockets, legal aid, private housing, sales taxes, state housing, and wages. Now, let me just give you a little bit more in depth what I'm talking about. Now, let's go here. if you go to the happiness, right, you look at all this right here. So you say the green, state pensions, schools, state housing, unemployment benefits, right? Now, at one point they had got mad at me because I had implemented the welfare fraud department. And boom, how do you know they got mad at me? Because watch this, guys. Where's that tab at? Come here, right? And then come here to the income. Now look at this. This shows you in depth in the metrics of what we're dealing with and the people that we're dealing with in our country, right? So tab on, press one of them, right? And the poor. And it gives you everything that you want to know as the dictator, leader, president, you name it, of your country, right? So again, everything red is bleeding and everything green is gaining, right? So they're getting and they have to pay. So here we're going to look at Alexandria Anderson, and his disposable income is $13,513, and his original income is $2,695. So look, let's look. So you got to spend out. He's spending more than he's receiving. That's new. Hold on, let me just clear my throat. Wait a minute. Hold on. I just looked at something that was like really funny. All right, hold on. This must be an error or something. Because I've never seen this before as I've been playing this game. You can't be that poor. Wait a minute. Am I reading this wrong or something? No. You read it right. So this disposable income, $13,513, and your original income is $2,695. So let's see. Free school meals, $200. You get minimum wage, $4,000. Okay. Unemployment benefits. Okay. So full price. So the food crisis is a problem, but I can't control the food prices because, as you notice, you got to also look at the economy afterwards. If you notice, like now with the war between Ukraine and Russia, their effects of their war is affecting our country, right? So you got to look at the global economy as well. That also shows you information on here as well. All right, so food prices has gone up. Private healthcare has definitely gone up, and private school for them has gone up. Child benefits, they receive $19,033. So child benefits, they're receiving a lot of money. Food stamps, okay, so I can understand why they're spending that much money, because they're also in a membership as well. Legal aid, sales taxes, state housing, private housing, and they also in a youth membership, which gives them university grant, so they're in college, and a youth club subside, which is $48. And then everyone, which is in 100% membership, they're getting taxed on the junk food, which again, that's when I explained the compulsive sporting and why it was necessary. Plastic tax, which I also had to add on because, I don't know, I think it was because constituents or one got mad because I didn't implement, or something happened and I had to implement it. So I added that. I just brought it down. And then the packaging tax. Okay? Now, if you come from someone who is poor to someone who is wealthy, all right, we're going to go to the very end. All right? And we're going to see how much Amber Allen is disposable income $240 and the original income $160. So retired membership, you're getting all this. Look how much they're getting, and this is why the retired loves me. But the wealthy, they're definitely right on the line, right here, okay? They are private health care, private schools, airline taxes, and capital gains tax. Charity tax relief, they get this. Corporate tax is very high. I did increase. And I think at some point in this series, we want to try to eliminate all the taxes, income taxes, and also sales tax and corporate tax, and just get borrowing, right? like borrowing, and then that's something that would be great for everyone, because taxes is like something that is, the people, they say it hurts. I think on the political process there was like 6 tax brackets, 6 or 7 tax brackets, and that wasn't even in corporate. That was like corporate. You had marijuana, then you had like the 6 brackets, like I guess from poor to wealthy, right? So then we had the GDP, then we had article subsidies, and then we had a biofuel subsidies and food stamps. And it shows you, and there, we had actually more. There was actually more for that person. Hold on, let me see. If you come down, sorry, there's more. Membership for the state employer, that's why they like me. There's the state employees right there. And again, they have to abide by the junk food taxes and the plastic tax and the packaging tax, but this is chump change for them. Okay, so show details. So this right here is the people. This is Amber Rose. This is Amber Allen right here, and she's satisfied. She's a Democrat Party. She's 93% loyalty, and her voting probability is 100%. Now, also too, you also can get the opportunity to go in and actually get more people to come out and vote by implementing services, and I'll show you guys that as well. Now, I'm not really sure more about this here. I'm still learning, like this whole tab here. I just know that her approval rate is better, and you want that to be, you want this person to be more satisfied, because again, she can influence other people, and it will be great for you when you're going out to run for political party again. So they come out and vote. All right. So this here is the assassination. Well, I call it the assassination intelligence briefing, which I turned the assassination off, because once when you start doing something in your country and people are not going to like it, this here, all this right here is going to either affect you, and it tells you how many people are into it, and here it tells you who's coming into. Now, I can tell you something here. If I don't do something with the religious people can try to assassinate me. I did read that. This is the security effectiveness, which tells me that I can implement these services that are gray, which I haven't spent too much time on it, because I did turn assassination off, so I'm not really spending too much in here, and it doesn't really, once you turn assassination off, this doesn't really, go all berserk, like, you really need to pay attention. But when you have assassination on, you really need to pay attention to this and really get your security efficiency up, which that comes from your political capital points, which you spend that here in the law and order, right? Which you would see in red. You can't get that because I don't have enough political points to get those. Can't get it. Ban alcohol, all right? All right, so next, let me just show. Okay, so here, all the bubbles are right here. So you can see some, you can't see some. So when you change, when you can't see some of them, you can see tiny ones, right? So they even get really tiny. So it goes to the finance, right? So let's look at that. You see how it just got really tiny? They only got the bigger ones. And then when you come to value, it shows you all the value ones, and then the influence, and then the policy, popularity. All right, so anything red is kind of bad. Anything green is good. Anything yellow is going to probably soon be red, or probably, I guess be green. And let me just also give you guys this quick factor. Again, this is the welfare tab. This is the policy, foreign policy tab. This is the transportation tab, the law and order, and the public service, and also taxes. And yes, you did get it right. You're absolutely right. So if you click this, all these policy ideas that are here does affect in these tabs. You're absolutely right. And these cabinet members are the ones that you need to they're representing. You can either hire, fire them, or get them to like you. All right, so anything else? This is the search. If you don't want to go here and type, you could just go and type in ban, and it'll show you all the things that start with ban. All right. And then here is the achievement. I think I just got an achievement, Spotlight Junkie. That's when I kept going to the media and kept asking or saying, tell them why you're mad, son. Tell them why you're mad, right? Kept going and doing media stunts and stuff. Almost something like you can do on Government Simulator. You can't really do that on Political Process. Then here, again, this is your cabinet. This is the save. Also, this right here is the electric part, the voting part, where it tells you what parties are in the election that will be coming up soon. And this is the Democrat Party, which I chose, and this is the Republican Party, which we are too bad or familiar with. You can also have a third party as well, too, right? These are all the people, and it tells you all these people here. We probably run into Alan and them. Okay, this is the manifest right here. You can make a pledge to manifest. Pledges are optional, but can boost the support from the voters groups, which I was telling you about those people who were, saying that they love my approval rating, right? This is the speech, which when it's the third, you can go ahead and give a speech. This is the fundraise, which you definitely want to keep these guys happy because they are the people who donate to your campaign. And again, how do you keep them happy? You want to try to get their generosity up. So his generosity up, which it's not up, it's about down. His happiness is down too. So he's probably going to leave soon if I don't basically, do what he says. We had one political donor who left. He was asking me to do something, and I just couldn't do it. I just really couldn't do it. Where's my water at? I just couldn't do it. All right, so with this guy Ryan, he wants me to try to get something for the environmentalists and the socialists. And Miguel, liberal state employees, which is kind of cool, and the state employers, and he's the same person. Wow, you can't be the same. They got the same name. Wait a minute, how was that? I just looked at. Wait a minute, is this an error or something? Look at this. This is the same person. Liberal. And also, they want the same thing. And look, wow, that's interesting. You guys see that? I just noticed this. Unbelievable. Okay, and this is right here was when I was saying they was like telling why you're mad and how I got the achievement is because I kept going to the press, but you can't really go to the press like you want to because they'll start boo and all that other stuff. All right, so finally right here, this is what I was telling you in the beginning where I said that I can go ahead and implement services like you can do compulsive voting, limited corporate donors, max voting age, and again, this is a policy, but you can't do anything because you don't have the political capitals for it. I need like a mint or something. No, you need a meal. A mint, a meal. All right. Limited corporate donors, which I can implement it, which socialists will be happy and Democrats will be happy, but the capitalists will be not happy and the liberals won't be happy. But I'm not going to implement it. You can read it right there as you see it. Pause the screen. All right. Then you can do compulsing voting, which I cannot implement this. We're going to have to pay. This will be in the first quarter. And it costs about 37 million to 75 million, and I'm not getting any income. Again, that's another thing I forgot to tell you guys too. The taxes as well here, it shows you your potential income. This is the plastic bag tax. Oh, I don't have a plastic bag tax? I thought I had it. Oh, I want to implement this. Then when you do that, it gives you the department who helps implement this service. And again, excuse me. Again, this plastic tax right here, it'll say the environmentalists and the capitalists, right? So you can either go down, which will make the environment people slightly, but the capitalists will be not good. And then if you can go up and see how it got bigger right here. They ain't not gonna like it, but they love it. And it tells you how much money that they'll get, the income. This would be more into the taxes, the income taxes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it down to 25%, which I like the scale here, which it definitely gives you, oh, let me revert this. Definitely gives you 25% full, 10% full, 10% raise. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead down here, just not to milk them, because we're already taking 1 trillion, 1.0 trillion. I'm gonna apply this, right? And I don't need to do that. All right, so, all right, I'm gonna go to, matter of fact, let me see why we're in debt. All right, so this is the income taxes. This is how we're getting $1 trillion. So you see the income taxes is way up. Middle, who does it affect? Middle income, the capitalists, the poor, middle, and high. So I can either turn it down. See, so right now it's 45%. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just bring that down just a little bit, like right here. And see how it's gonna make the middle class happy, it's gonna make the capitalists happy, it's gonna make a little bit high earning and GDP. So like I said, if we get rid of income taxes, everybody will be happy. See? Look how I'll be happy. Everybody will be happy. There will be no red for nothing. Okay, but we gotta get money. We're not gonna have that much money, right? So let's revert this back, and I'll just bring it down just a little bit, right? Apply that, okay? All right, then our surplus, and as I told you guys, the global economy right here is this one, and it tells the effects of it. And then a debt right here, which at some point it has gone down. Let me see. Yeah, it has gone down. It was about 10. Okay, and it's about 9. This is the income. Now you can see, look at this. Hold on. Look at the global economy. Look how it dipped down and then it went up. And then it's like fluctuating. Then we have the income, which it wasn't really all that. It was like, see how I had to change it? 8. And then right here, the global. And then everything affected right here. And then the income tax has gone up, 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 up. And like right there on the dividing line for the expenditure. Interest rating haven't really I haven't even seen any like the interest rate change, and I haven't really seen none of that change. These are all the policies that are in play. And I guess the white is not really good, and I think the black is. Oh wait, you can't really do anything about it. Yeah, you're right. You can't really do anything about the black. See, here is the water shortage. I can't really do anything about that. I can't do anything about the gig economy. I can't do anything about the environmentalist protests. Gridlock, can't do anything about that. Private space in there, can't do anything about that. The food crisis. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this right here. I'm going to be back on another episode. For more information, you guys could visit the blog page. Holla!